Hi, pop artist Perry Milo here. Nice to have you here with me today at Art in the Carolinas. We're back with the Where the Wild Things Are Appropriation Pop Art Canvas. Right now we're going to change colors, start firing in some of these flat colors that a Warhol or a Max or a Lichtenstein would use in the background. I've been using this paper palette system with this gray tone, which is great. It really shows off your colors in natural light. So we had the siennas and the purples on this. We don't want to get mud, so we just pulled off another sheet, laid down nice dollops of white, some cerulean blue, and some cobalt. Again, I tell you, go into your oil from the center, pull it out, don't dip your brush. I have a brand new round. I'm going to pull paint out from the center of my dollop, not in the center, but, pardon me, out from the center. Pull white towards the center so it creates an X. This is the way I suggest you mix color. It's a little bit hard to explain because when you use the word mix, you think when you're mixing food, you're going to mix. You don't mix paint that way. You pull it and you pull it the other direction. That's how you get your color. Flip your brush, and it's important if you're a great craftsman, which is important to learn to be. I never let my paint get down on the bristles so it touches the metal of the brush. Maybe after using it quite some time, it'll run down and get there. But if you can keep that from happening, that'll help you to become a great craftsman. And also, my hands are back on the brush again. I hold the brush like a bird, so it's light in my hand, but not so tight that it crushes it. I'm stepping away from my canvas so I can see the whole composition nicely. My hand is at a level where when I reach out, it's barely touching, and then I move in just a little bit. I have my reference, and we're going to start blocking in some of this sky. Now, this is still the first coat on a new area, so I'm going to cut that in. I'm going to be a little more careful because this is pop art in this area, and we're going to want to paint this flat, but this is going to require layers. So I really turn my brush on different angles. I still drag, and I'm controlling the paint. You can see I'm slowing down compared to how I worked gesturally. I'm not really in a gestural mode right now. I'm in a slower mode and trying to keep that color moving and cut in these shapes. Most pop art is done very flat painted with layers of paint, and I'm just cutting that in very nicely with the point of the round. I'm going to use thicker paint, a little less oil. You can see me grabbing more paint and taking my time while doing so. Again, I apply pressure. Look how that's more opaque as I cut around that tree. Okay? Look at that. And I pull that together. It's very important when you're learning how to paint on a canvas that you give the corners and the top and bottom just as much time of your time to paint it correctly, because naturally your eye is going to go to a corner of a room, a corner of a table, a corner of a canvas. It's just the way our brains are programmed. So I spend a lot of time up there working that. Now I found another area right here where there's going to be sky cut in, and my composition's not exactly the same as this illustration from the story, but I'm almost cutting this in like a jigsaw puzzle, and this is a beautiful texture, smooth textured linen canvas. Linen is a little more expensive, but it's a beautiful surface, and you kind of get what you pay for. You want to buy a 69-cent toothbrush, probably not going to keep your teeth clean, then you'll wind up at the dentist. Speaking of the dentist, I had too much coffee today. That'll stain your teeth. Where's his teeth? Here you go. Put a little blue over there to identify his teeth. That's what's great about art. No rules, no regulations. Here's more sky. It's falling right under his head, and you can really see things starting to happen here. Now, this blue will eventually dry tomorrow because I'm working in oils. If I was working in acrylics, which a lot of pop art is also it would dry quickly and you could right away go into another layer. Now I omitted a tree here before that I want to continue in the background. So look, I'll just use this blue and create another tree, which is fine. I'll pull that down. I got a wild hair on my brush. I'm going to get some more paint. Again, I'm using it more opaque, thicker than before as the gestural underpainting that we did. And just like that, bang, pull that in. Again, smooth, paying attention to the sides, the border of the canvas. This I could scumble a little bit. See that move? When you have a bigger section. But you can see my craftsmanship is getting much tighter here, and I'm just being a little more careful how I throw this color in. Almost like filling in puzzle pieces. Now, let's move over here. You know, I'm going to do a trick right now before we end this free lesson. I'm going to turn my canvas upside down, which is a really cool way to paint. And I highly encourage it. It can actually teach you and your eyes to focus in on a part of the painting instead of the entire painting. Because our brains don't look at things upside down. When we look in a mirror, it's somewhat similar to this. I could see this area right here where I want to work on the sky instead of seeing Carol the monster, the trees, the entire composition. And it just rejuvenates your interest in the painting and lets you focus on a new area. I cut that in, and I'll often during a painting, several sittings, especially at the end, turn the canvas upside down. Try it. You might think I'm crazy, but you'll really enjoy it and you'll get used to doing it. It'll help your painting tremendously. This is the pop artist Perry Milo at Art in the Carolinas. We're continuing the appropriation pop art painting of Where the Wild Things Are. Please take a look at my DVDs, my free art lessons, and that's Perry Milo, M-I-L-O-U, the pop artist. Take care.